Paris, what attracted you to this project, and what did you find most intriguing about Samuel? How tricky was it to play this character who is at once both assertive and vulnerable?
I really loved the script, and I knew that Nicole was playing Romy, which is obviously like very exciting for an actor to be able to do that with someone like Nicole. I loved Helena's films, and I think from the moment we spoke, we spoke about this already, but I was a little bit scared because there was so much there, and I was like, I don't know how I would even do this, and that kind of excited me as well, you know. So I just loved that there was humour and nuance and stuff that I'd never read before.
I mean, I think she's in a place of crisis, so her true power, I think she's achieved an enormous amount, yet she's still having all of this inner conflict in terms of what she actually wants. Her power is she can do everything. She can actually do it, but is she being authentically true to herself? And I think that's where this starts to, the film, that's the launching pad for it. She's at the height of her career and her life, yet she's willing to sort of sabotage it because she's at this crossroads. And that's what's unique, is that you follow this sort of, I see it as an odyssey, an emotional and a sexual odyssey.
I love that.
I love
that.
Yeah. Odyssey.
Emotional and sexual odyssey.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Cool.
On a t-shirt. This is my emotional sexual odyssey.
I'm on it.
Boom.
I'm in the middle of it right now.
Working on it.
I mean, I don't know if it's important. It just feels very authentic. It feels very human. That's what it felt like to me. And I wanted to be a part of something that was, I suppose, not playing into what had already been done. I felt like it's something I haven't seen before. And the way in which power is dealt with in the film, where it sort of moves and it's constantly in play in a way. And I think it's okay when a woman says, well, actually, even though I'm very powerful, I don't want to be powerful right now. I would prefer to be dominated. And that's very complicated when you deal with those issues. But I think it was done with sort of a nuance and a delicacy by Helena. So you're not quite sure when it's happening. Can you speak about that? How it works?
I think everything you're saying is right. I think, of course, up until now, almost all stories have been told by men, and it's interesting that women are getting a little bit more space. And I think these stories are just different. They're not better at all. I think we're very much in conversation with stories that were told by men, because my inspiration came from all the classical plays I did, which is Shakespeare, Ibsen, O'Neill. They're all men. All the plays that I ever did in my life were written by men. And then we're very much inspired by the thrillers from the 90s, who were all directed and written by men. And we are not saying, oh, we don't want them. We are saying, look, we are sort of like, or at least I love to, take a lot from those stories and use those archetypes and then make it into my own story. And of course, a female gaze is different than a male gaze. And so it's just like Nicole said, I think what we hope the movie is something unique and fresh and new and modern and fun. And that's why we like that it is told from a female's perspective, but we are including the men as well. The film is just as much about masculinity as it is about femininity. It is asking questions about who am I supposed to be as a man? What am I allowed to do?
Yeah, I love that, where it's like a struggle. We're both sort of in a struggle, because what's interesting on screen is the struggle.
Yes, I agree.
And I think they're both sort of in a weird way, they're healing each other. And that's unbeknownst to them.
Yes. And they're both in a crisis. They're both asking, who am I? She's maybe more in a midlife crisis, and he's just starting out. His first steps into the world, into society, his first maybe sort of job and future. And so they're both meeting each other in a moment of vulnerability. And I think they're both sop and dom. I think that changes all the time. He's also very vulnerable when he asks me, can you hold me? It's not like he's constantly like being the dom and she's being the sop at all. They're constantly shifting and trying to have power over each other, which I think is really funny and also very moving.
Being Being a CEO means being a collaborator, and everyone is just waiting for us to buckle under the pressure. But look up, smile, and never show your weakness.
すべての手綱は私が握っているはずだった。彼に見抜かれるまでは。
I think you like to be told what to do. Sorry, that was incredibly inappropriate.
Is now a good time to introduce the interns?
Good girl.
How'd you get that dog to calm down?
I gave it a cookie.
You always have cookies on.
Why do you want one?
Your behavior is unacceptable.
Is it? If we're gonna do this, we need to set some rules.
Did you order this?
I tell you what to do and you do it.
危険なパワーゲームが始まる。
I have these fantasies.
What do you mean? I think I have power over you because I could make one call and you lose everything. Does that turn you on when I say that?
I've never experienced anything